Hello guys, before I start with this video, I want to thank you for supporting my channel. We're on our way to hit the first 100 subscribers and that's really awesome. So it may not be that much, but for me it's a great deal. You can hit the subscribe and like if you enjoy the content. This helps me a lot. With that being said, this video is about the roadmap for 2025 for Throne and Liberty. So I just found this website. It's not an official website, that's Game 8. From what I see, it's actually relatively accurate, and we can just check all the things for up until April. That's what we have right now, and maybe we can even see something from before if it actually happened anyway. The first thing, it's supposed to happen around January. That's Mastery Rework, which is actually very good, and hopefully it changes one specific thing that I mentioned before. Right now we have 20 levels of mastery for each weapon, which seems okay. It's really nice, gives you like extra stuff. But one big issue with this was the preset, that you can't really change it easily. Now this whole new system is going to be very different from the last one, so I don't know if this is gonna give us the option to actually make a preset, because right now if you want to have a preset, you need to manually reset your weapon mastery levels every single time. And it also costs money, so you can't really make a preset and make it easy enough. And obviously some of the things are better for PvE, some for PvP. So here we got, that's the old system anyway. They're not showing anything new here from what I can see. It's just how you level up and so on. And we're also going to have New Year events, which is probably going to happen immediately after this one finishes, which is like in a couple of days. And for February, we have one-man dungeon, which kind of looks a lot like Tidal Tower and Gate of Infinity. I guess it's going to be somewhere in that same section. I don't know how different it would be. Gate of Infinity is just actual boss fight, nothing else. This could be a bit bigger dungeon as well, but we'll see. And it says you can get some epic gear and runes as well, which is really awesome. So these dungeons will contain 8 new bosses, and they're going to rotate weekly, just like Gate of Infinity so far. And they have 5 difficulties as well. So that looks pretty awesome. I mean, some people don't really like stuff like that because it's MMO, so you're supposed to play with other people. But, you know, it's just an extra activity that's just going to add to the time you spend playing the game. And some people just want to play the game for a bit longer anyway, so that's cool. Then you have February seasonal event, which, yeah, they think it's going to be Valentine's Day theme. Probably, I mean, it makes sense. So after that, for March, we have inter-server siege events, which I would assume it says castle siege between servers, right? This looks kind of awesome, kind of interesting, but again, it's the problem with alliance that we already have. A bit of an annoying thing to go for because obviously pay-to-win guilds dominate, and it reminds me of games like Albion Online, where so the people that start in the beginning, or in this case, people that are paying a lot of money to progress in the game, we have huge advantage over the rest of the people. And they'll create something like a monopoly. So that's really not so nice, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see if they actually make some changes for Alliance altogether. There are a couple of interesting suggestions on that, but we can talk about that some other time. Next thing is spring seasonal events. So basically it seems like every month they drop events, by the way, which is really awesome. I don't think that's the actual battle pass. Maybe that's like a second thing on the side, just like we have now. We get double battle pass, which is really awesome, get more rewards, but you have to buy it with Lucent. Then for April, we get something really awesome. I think that's really exciting. Hopefully they implement it in a decent way. That's going to be 12-man raids. I don't know how they're going to work out with how people share buffs in their groups, parties, and so on. Hopefully they create something like a raid squad or something like that, where more people can be in one party or something like that, because right now you can't have anything bigger than 6 men. Even the people in your guild, you don't share all the buffs the same way you would share them with your party. So hopefully they do something about that. But generally speaking, that's going to be really awesome. It's supposed to be the hardest PvE content, which sounds promising as well. It's going to be weekly and normal and hard mode, which kind of like normal stuff. What they say, this is going to drop better gear than tier 2 dungeons. But from what I heard, we're supposed to actually get tier 3 dungeons before the raids, but I cannot guarantee on that. Like, it's just what I've been hearing from other people. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be awesome. And obviously all of that is probably going to come with new areas as well. That's cool. Then after that, that's still on April, you got Guardian leveling system, right? Which is like, up until now we had Guardians. It's like just every 10 minutes you just use, it's kind of like a special ability. It's usually it have huge advantage. But cooldown is 10 minutes, and a lot of time you wouldn't even consider that. So I don't know how this would work. But yeah, that looks cool. Who knows? Maybe they just add some passive stuff and so on and so on. So nobody's making any videos about that. So it might be just a rumor or something, or just based on Korean version. I don't know. Maybe we get that. Maybe it's gonna be way after like much more time, but we'll see. Then here's something interesting. Here it says new stat, right? New stat will be introduced in 2025, designed to increase your character endurance, status resistance, magic defense, and minimum and maximum damage. Obviously, like all the stats give you damage. There's no official English name for this yet. However, Indomitable is the unofficial translated term. I would assume they're actually talking about Fortitude because it's already there. It came out with Spear. It's already old, right? I mean, it's exactly the same description, right? The endurance, resistance, magic defense. That's Fortitude. I mean, it would be a bit too much if they just add yet another different stat. I think it might be just a little bit wrong, but who knows? Maybe there's something else coming up as well. But anyway, that's what I think. And then obviously you have like skins as well that come in. Yeah, 2025. It's just a lot of skins. Whoever is into those things can just check these out as well. I'm just gonna drop a link as well. Yeah, that seems to be the roadmap for 2025, but actually just up until April, we don't have anything more. At least I didn't find anything else here, but there might be some more stuff in some other websites as well. And we can actually check, they have the 2024 roadmap. We can just double check that to see if they actually guessed right, so to speak. So Castle Siege event, obviously that came out as well. Tax delivery as well. So yeah, those two things. First arena season. So I think we do have seasons already. I haven't played arena enough to actually know, but yeah. So you have the arena. 2-star dungeons that came out as well, which is pretty decent. And then new weapon, there it is. So that's the new weapon, the spear, that came out as well. New rune system, oh yep, we got this as well, which is really awesome. And then on top of that, you got a new 2-star dungeon, which I would assume this is probably the torture, the chamber of torture, because this dungeon came out a bit after the initial release of 2-star dungeons, so that's probably what they're talking about. Even though the picture is from, I think that was Kirtaki, that's a different dungeon, but that's what I think that's what they're talking about. Dimensional Trials, that's for the runes. Obviously, they came together. War games, yeah, they changed that. Basically, they changed the actual wording. It's not conflict anymore; it's war. That's what it is. Winter event, yeah, we got that as well, which is really awesome. Let's see, what's that? Guild PvP events. So what's that? New warfare modes. Yeah, Boomstone, Brimstone, that's old as well. So that came out. Open world bosses. So they did added field boss and arch boss. Well, that's for a long time as well. So yeah, that's all. First seasonal event, that's Halloween. Pretty much they kind of got all that. And here you even see the different dates for everything. So as you can see, I haven't played it this time, but we just checked this out. That every single day they were dropping more field bosses, dynamic events, these boomstones, for instance, and so on and so on. Quite a lot of things. I don't know why they dropped them like every 1 or 2 days. Why wasn't all that released at once like most games? To me, I feel like the game was released unfinished. That's what I feel, honestly. And some people may not like what I'm saying, but realistically, when you start playing a new MMO game that's just coming out, usually they would have a lot of those things already up front, right? The day one, you have a full continent, a big, massive continent with a lot of maps. It would take the leveling things. It's subjective, but they would have a whole bunch of dungeons, usually raids as well, fully developed PvP system, if they even intend to do PvP as well. So a lot of those things that we got the upcoming months after their initial release, usually games release them on day one. So that's a bit odd for me. Hopefully I'm just wrong and just, it's just a new system that developers and studios use, but generally speaking, I don't really get it. If you have a decent game and the content is good, people will stay and play it anyway. Yeah, we will leave that as this for now. So that was the roadmap for 2024. 2025 is the most important one, obviously. We just checked 2024. So yeah, sounds pretty good. We'll see what happens. If you enjoyed the content, like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. See you next time.